Well, this is a song that I wrote when I moved into the house that I live in right now. I'd written this whole record in a log cabin in Lake Lure, North Carolina, which is where Dirty Dancing was filmed. And then I moved into this house in Asheville, and for 2 years I'd lived in a log cabin where I literally could not see any other people. I mean, it was very isolated and a great place to create. And moved into this new house after a lot of these songs were written for this last album, and then there were obviously still more to write, and I met my new neighbor, Bill, and I was just sitting on my front porch playing guitar, and then he comes up to me and he says, "Hey, are you the new neighbor?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he says, "Oh, well, I brought you some vegetables from my garden." I'm like, "Oh, I like this place already, you know. This is great." And then the next thing you know, we're in the street, and he actually starts reciting a poem to me, because I guess that's what happens in Asheville, North Carolina. You meet your new neighbor, and they just start reciting a poem to you. So I was like, this is great. And the poem was about a bee landing on a window pane. And he says to me, "Well, every time I hear that, I think, what is my window pane?" And I was like, "Well, what do you mean by that, Bill?" And he said, "Well, what is that invisible pane of glass that's blocking me from all the things I want to get to in my life?" And I thought it was such a profound statement, because it reminded me of what it felt like to be in quarantine and to be inside and wondering when life would become normal again, you know, or that I'd be able to see people. And so I wrote this song to kind of process the emotions of that experience of quarantine and COVID and all of the fear. And as I was writing it, I didn't quite have the chorus yet, and I hadn't heard the sound of children playing in a long time, and there's this school right behind my house, and the kids were outside playing and singing, and it was such a beautiful sound. I hadn't heard the sound of kids playing in years. I mean, it was just like, wow, what is this? This is so new. And so, and it reminded me of how much we need each other, and how important it is for us to be with each other and love each other and be this mirror for each other and reflect one another. It's part of our human existence and how we survive, frankly, in my opinion. The solitude can make someone crazy after a certain amount of time. So, or you might just write an album, or maybe a little bit of both. So anyway, I wrote this song about that poem and the children and being reminded how much we need each other. It's called Window Panes. Flowers open up as a bee lands. Butterflies emerge in the seasons. I open up my shades so I can see. Summer shifts and sways, and so do we. Children are playing in the field of dreams, chasing their joy with a smile. We need each other for a mirror of grace, just like flowers need the rain. I've been watching. Have you been watching through the window panes? Get out in the field and play. comes down, streaming through the glass, rainbows on the ground. Children are playing in the field of dreams, chasing their joy with a smile. We need each other for a mirror of grace, just like flowers need the rain. I've been watching, you've been watching through the window panes. Get out in the field and play. Out in the field and play. Inside these walls, feeling lost in my heart, I'm spinning through this war in time. Open the window, there's a world outside, and we need each other to shine. Children are playing in the field of dreams, chasing their joy with a smile. We need each other for a mirror of grace, just like flowers need the rain. I've been watching, you've been watching. I've been watching through the window panes. Get out in the field and play. Get out in the field and play. Thank you so much. Oh.